The Pacific Ocean is so large that if you drilled a hole straight through the center of the Earth, starting from the coast of Chile and came out the other side, you'd still be in the Pacific Ocean. 165 million square kilometers, larger than every mountain range, every desert, and every forest on this planet combined. If you get lost out there, your chance of survival is less than 1%, not 10%, not 5%, less than 1. Now imagine being lost in that ocean, not for a day, not for a week, not for a month, for 438 days on a 7-foot boat, no engine, no radio, no signal flares, no way to call for help, just open water in every direction as far as the eye can see for over a year. This is not a movie, this is not fiction, this actually happened, and the man it happened to holds a world record that nobody on Earth would ever want to break. The longest time any human being has survived alone at sea. His name is José Salvador Alvarenga, and what he did to stay alive will make you question everything you think you know about the limits of the human body and the human mind. Welcome to the Kenful TV. November 17th, 2012, a small fishing village on the coast of Mexico. Jose was 36 years old and had spent most of his life on the water. He knew the ocean. He respected it. He was good at his job. That morning, he headed out with a single companion, a young man who had never done a deep-sea fishing trip before. The plan was simple: 30 hours out, catch fish, come back. They took one engine, a refrigerator for the catch, enough food and water for one day. Nobody was worried. Jose had done this hundreds of times. They sailed 120 kilometers off the Mexican coast, dropped their nets, and got to work. And then the sky changed. What hit them wasn't just bad weather. It was a catastrophic Pacific storm, the kind that appears with almost no warning and turns the ocean into a wall of chaos in minutes. For 6 straight hours, Jose fought to keep the boat from capsizing. 6 hours of screaming winds and waves that seemed to come from every direction at once. And then, when the coast was finally close, when he could see lights, when home was just 20 kilometers away, the engine died. Just like that. Gone. No engine, no oars, no way to steer. The only thing left was a radio, and Jose managed to get one message out to his boss before the battery went completely dead. His boss sent a search party immediately. By the time they arrived, the winds had already pushed Jose's tiny 7-foot boat back out into the open ocean. The search team looked for days. They found nothing. Within 5 days, the winds had carried him 450 kilometers from shore. José Salvador Alvarenga had just disappeared into the largest body of water on Earth. The food ran out almost immediately, and here's where the story stops being a survival story and starts being something else entirely. Something that forces you to ask, what would you do to eat? Jose caught birds with his bare hands as they landed on the boat. He ate them raw. He caught fish and ate them raw, bones and all. He had no way to collect fresh water except to wait for rain, then gather every drop he could in plastic bottles. During the weeks when no rain came, and there were many of those weeks, he survived by drinking the blood of fish and sea turtles. Think about that for a moment. Weeks, plural, of drinking blood to stay alive. The salt water surrounding him in every direction, billions of gallons of it, was completely undrinkable. 1 cup of seawater would have accelerated his death. He knew that, so he waited for rain that sometimes didn't come for weeks. His clothes rotted off his body. The sun burned him so severely that his skin cracked and bled. There were days where the heat was so unbearable, he would slide half his body into the ocean just to cool down, knowing that sharks had been circling the boat for weeks. 6 months into the ordeal, something happened that nearly destroyed what was left of Jose's will to live. A cargo ship appeared on the horizon. For the first time in 6 months, Jose saw another human being. He screamed. He waved. He did everything a person could possibly do to get attention from a distance. The cargo ship sailed past without stopping. The crew never saw him. Sit with that for a second. 6 months of surviving the unsurvivable. 6 months of eating raw birds and drinking blood and sleeping on a 7-foot boat in the middle of the Pacific. And when help finally appeared, it sailed right past you. That is a level of despair most human beings will never come close to experiencing. But that wasn't even the worst moment. 3 months earlier, 4 months into the journey, Jose's companion had reached his breaking point. The psychological torment of what they were living through had become too much to bear. The isolation, the hunger, the uncertainty, the endless horizon with no answer. On May 4th, 2013, Jose's companion took his own life. And just like that, on a 7-foot boat in the middle of the world's most silent ocean, Jose was completely, totally utterly alone. No one to talk to, no one to share the weight of surviving with, just him, the boat, and 8,000 kilometers of empty Pacific stretching in every direction for 7 more months. January 2014, 14 months after leaving Mexico, Jose spotted something floating in the water. Coconuts. He knew immediately what that meant. Coconuts don't drift thousands of miles from nowhere. They come from land. Land was close, and then he saw it. A tiny island, barely visible on the horizon. He didn't wait. He didn't hesitate. He jumped into the ocean after 438 days on that boat and swam toward it. The island he reached was part of the Marshall Islands, a remote Pacific archipelago roughly 11,000 kilometers from where his journey had started. The first local resident who saw him thought he was a ghost. Jose couldn't walk properly. He could barely speak. He had lost an enormous amount of weight. His body had been through things that doctors would later say should have killed him multiple times over. If that island had not been there, the next landmass in that direction was the Philippines, 5,000 kilometers further. Jose would not have made it. He had survived 438 days at sea, a world record, and one that no one will ever voluntarily try to break. But the story doesn't end with Jose's rescue. When he returned home and published a book about his ordeal, the family of his companion, the young man who had died at sea, filed criminal charges against him. They accused Jose of murder. They claimed he had killed their son and eaten him to survive. Jose has always maintained that his companion died by suicide, that he watched it happen and was powerless to stop it. The case was eventually dismissed. The physical evidence supported Jose's account. Investigators found no proof of the accusations. But think about what that means. A man survives 438 days in conditions that should have killed him 100 times over. He makes it home, and the first thing waiting for him is an accusation of cannibalism. José Salvador Alvarenga came home. He survived. But some things you carry forever. I hope you'll like and share Kenful TV's videos, and your love and kind comments mean the world to us. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in another amazing video soon. Until then, bye bye, and love you all.